Michael Hadrius, aka Perfume Genius, has been one of the most emotionally honest, brave voices in indie art pop well over a decade now. He first got major attention around 2010 with his debut Learning, which had this raw, intimate style. Glory is Perfume Genius's seventh studio album. It was released back in March. I'm only just now getting around to it. It represents a more introspective phase where um, Hadrius examines his personal experiences within a broader worldview. The album is a full body experience. It explores themes of love, fear, queer life. All of it is blended in this beautiful layering. He actually made some news. He recently married his longtime partner, Alan Weifels, who actually is a collaborator on the project. Alan Weifels is heavily involved. He is this multi instrumentalist. He's also a co-writer, and he steps in on some vocals and harmonies throughout the project as well. This is um, a full band this time for Perfume Genius. We're talking we got guitarists, we have bassists, there's a drummer, um, and um, and piano, of course. And it's not just gonna be like your bedroom pop, um, shoegaze adjacent sort of stuff. It leans into a richer instrumentation, for it to be a full body work. Also, thing to consider is that this was done in the pandemic. This is when he wrote most of these songs, and I mean, it's very telling on where all these feelings of isolation, um, introspection, anxiety, and fear, like that was a scary place, and it's like if I didn't know that, I would think this was just like somebody going through this, and I was like, wow, that's very like um in tune, emotionally intelligent. That's very emotionally intelligent of a person to be able to capture that randomly in like 2025. Although there's other things you can maybe make an apocalypse event out of in 2025. Um, 2020 was different. Pandemic was different. People were isolated for real, for real. We like had to distance from each other for real. Everything that we were used to in our modern times with associating with being human was different. How we interact, how we move around the world, how we work. What is work? What is essential? Right? Um, what are our customs? Handshaking? Handshaking? The Obamas used to get made fun of for the fist bump. They were ahead of their time, apparently, right?
This is
Because
culture.
everybody fist bumping now.
This is culture.
That elbow shit was always whack. It was always whack. I never did it. Nobody was going to. I might have done a shoulder bump. I think I did a shoulder bump though. Um, but that gives you the um, essence of what he was going through in 2020, and he puts it all in words. And but it's timeless because he's not specifically talking about COVID. He's not mentioning COVID not once. But these feelings that he's expressing here, we can all relate to at any point of our lives. Some of the tracks that stand out for me, it's a mirror. That's the first joint on there. It's the lead single. It has this gothic Americana vibe to it, but it's still like a muscular sound. It's upfront with some of his ambient work, but it sets a tone. No front teeth. No front teeth. I love the way that chorus is kind of mellow like that. This one is featuring Aldous Harding. It builds from a hushed beginning into more intense. Um, what is it? This is No Front Teeth, right? No Front Teeth. This is the yeah, it's the second track. Yeah, it's a bit more layered instrumentation that's happening on that particular track. Capezio, love that one. It's a standout for the falsettos. It's erotic. It's yearning. It has these emotional edges. Um, and then I think it's a return to a particular archetype that might have been from an earlier project. It's um Jake I remember from an earlier project. There's a track on some earlier project. I think this might be a callback to. But that's dope to be able to tie into projects like that. But the song that is um sticking with me that got me in the headlock is In a Row. In a Row is a dark fantasy exploration storytelling sort of track. It's imaginative. Um it- like in terms of the story, imagine being kidnapped. The drama and the intensity that he builds just from the very first bar, locked inside a moving car, flopping in the trunk, going through, I think, a tunnel, counting every bump. I hear murmurs from the front, broken up, so I don't even know what's going on. Isn't that something? Take me the long way round. Think of all the poems I'll get out, choking on my spit. It's a serious thing. Finally, some meat, some lines for me. Turn them up all nice in a row. This part right here, these lyrics, this is just a whole freaking story. And the way he delivers this thing, it's slow. It's somebody that's waking up out of like just like what just happened? Where am I? I'm locked inside of a trunk. I'm just flopping. I'm flopped into this like this. It's a moving car, and you're just figuring out where the hell you are, and you're trying to make sense of the world. What the hell just happened? But it's all metaphoric. Um, Trapped in a world or in society or in this. I That's what I at least I think. Just and things are moving along, and you have to like do what you got to do to stay alive, to survive. You have to just go along this ride, even if you don't want to. No, I don't. I want off this ride, but you have no choice. You're kidnapped into it. And if you want to keep the lights on, if you want to keep the heat on, if you want to have a roof over your head, um, it's so extra. It's so bizarre, is what he says. It's like that we know the formula, we know the play, but we have to freaking play this damn game. And then at the end of the day, we all just fucking die anyways. And it's like, what was the point of it all? Why couldn't we just be having fun or having a good time or making like, um, feeding the hungry and just like sharing resources? You take me the whole way around just to get to this tragedy at the end of it all. This part right here that really spoke to me is take me the long way round. Think of all the poems I'll get out. Even though he's in this situation, our protagonist here is like kidnapped. This is still hopeful. Think of all the poems you're about to get out. So you're thinking like, okay, man, wait till I tell them about this joint that happened to me. So you're already picturing your survival. You're already picturing that you're gonna find a way out. You're gonna make your way out. Somehow you're gonna get out. And you're already writing the story. I'm writing personally. I'm I'm in the process of writing a book or two, right? And it's hard to read books anymore, just like a reader, because I read books now, and it's like I have my writing cap on the entire time. I'm like, let's see how they put this sentence together. Oh, really? That's how they did the idea. Oh, you chose that word there. I wouldn't choose that word right there. But like, wait a minute, what level of writing? What level of handwriting? What level of English is this? I mean, is this or man, well, I wasn't told to I could write like this. Whoa, what's this? And like I'm getting all these like experiences as a writer when I read these books now. So it takes me a little bit longer now to read because I'm freaking analyzing. just the freaking fundamentals of it, just the structure of how different authors, and you get a one author versus another author, and just like they have their different principles and their different ways of writing. It's fascinating stuff. He is locked in a trunk, and even then, he's still writing. Think of all the poems I'll get out, all the songs that I'll get out. When you're a creator, like when it's in you, right? It's you're always thinking about creating, whether if it's a book, whether if it's a podcast, if it's art that you draw. You see the world, you see a car, you see a building or something like that. You don't just see, you see, what you see is a template. What you see is a draft. What you see is a phase one. You know what I'm saying? Volume one sort of thing, because you're like, oh, you're breaking this thing all the way down already, and still creating. A director that goes watch a movie, like they're freaking Neil deGrasse Tyson when it's on Interstellar or Gravity or one of these movies, or whatever. And it's like, he's a physicist. It's like he cannot just watch the movie just like that. Like it's in him, and it's everywhere he looks and sees. He's gonna be thinking about the physics. That's what it is with creators. And like even in this kid's situation, he's kidnapped. He's thinking about writing poetry. Amazing. It goes on to say, tracing every lonely mark on the basement wall, calling out from every corner till somebody comes. This whole thing is so extra, so bizarre. So I don't even know what's going on. I hear them coming. I hear them coming. Take me the long way round. Think of all the poems I'll get out. Turning on the spit. How sickening. Turning on the spit. The spit, that the rotating spit. How sickening. Cooking you. Finally, a show with lines for me. Turn them up all nice, all in a row. They lined up to fucking consume you. They line up finally. So this one speaks to me personally because doing this show, it's like tracing every lonely mark on the basement on the basement wall, calling out from every corner. I'm on this show, calling out, trying to build this thing, hoping somebody comes and that my people are out there. And it's slowly building, level by level. Put a put a comment right now. Uh, when you get to this point, if you feel me, if you're like, no, I rock with you, Darwin. Like I rock with your music. I rock with the recommendations. I rock with your general vibe. You know what I'm saying? And your take on some of these things. And it's a community, right? We're trying to build a community here, and my people are out there. They're like, think how I sort of, I mean, pick up what I'm laying down, sort of thing, right? So shouts out to y'all. But like sometimes it feels like I'm just calling out from every corner, just like doing all the things to try to build that community. And like, is anybody listening? At those are the quiet moments when you don't hear anything in return. That you, it's a gut check. It's a gut check, and you realize that no, I'm doing this for me, and I want to build and find my people, but I want to do this. I'm passionate about this. I'm not just doing this because people like that I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I like doing this. It's cathartic. you know, I get to research a bunch of artists and projects and interpret some of their stuff. I've discovered so many people that I would have never come across. That like I would say some names to some friends and something like that. They've never heard of these people. I mean, some of these artists don't have a million followers. They don't have like 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. Some of these artists. and they're just making some groundbreaking stuff. So I'm yelling for, me, calling out from every corner, just like he is on this thing. Perfume Geniuses, and he's gonna keep doing it till somebody comes, and so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep doing it until somebody comes. People are coming, but hopefully it's not until I'm turning on a spit, for a line to form. Um, so I don't want to suffer his fate there. But glory um, is not about triumph. It's not about necessarily closure. It's about it's about going through that process of going through, just like living with the mess, growing through the mess, the confusion. Sometimes it can be painful, sometimes it can be edgy. Um, but anxiety, grief, disconnection, we've all had that sort of that shared experience, and we can relate to the growth and the maturity uh that Perfume Genius is exhibiting on this thing. Uh, it's an album all about maturity. It's an album all about like turning lemons into lemonade, right? Shout out to Beyonce with that Lemonade project. It's all about making something beautiful out of like the tragedy of like existing in this freaking world, um and the growth itself is a celebration, right? Forget about the exact thing you grew on, but like the growth itself is just a celebration that you're progressing, that you're not staying stuck in the mud. This project is really good for like a late night listen. Maybe you and somebody that you're close to. I'm thinking like dim lights, maybe something post sunset, where you can be like reflective, but it's also a good project, just to listen on your own and put it on headphones. And I would even put it on. I would even blast it. I wouldn't even bump it. There's not a lot to. It's not a lot to bump and blast because it's very. It can get very mellow. Um, so you know what? I would be better. Like I would say, put some headphones on and put that bit on medium so that you can actually tune into some of the like the instrumental moments. Remember I was talking about Alan was on that, and he like really shines on this project, and it's very complimentary. So this is an album that explores heavy themes. I get it, um, but it feels like these themes are genuine. Like I said, he wrote it in COVID times, and it is evergreen. It's a nuanced look. Like I said, 2025 can be. Some people can see this as being some existential moments. So it's a nuanced look at what it means to be alive right now.